Hello, I am Tamima and welcome to Speak Life. Now, can we talk? Love used to be the goal. Marriage used to be the dream. But today, fewer people are walking down the aisle. And even more are walking away from the aisle heartbroken. Divorce is no longer whispered about, it's normalized, celebrated even. And at the same time, something unexpected is happening. Young men are saying, we still want to get married, while more women are saying marriage is optional and men are no longer the center of our lives. So what does this shift really mean? Are relationships failing because expectations are unrealistic, or because men and women are no longer speaking the same emotional language? Are women protecting their peace or giving up on partnership? And are men prepared to be the kind of partner and have equality, accountability, and emotional presence modern relationships now demand? In this episode, we are asking the hard questions. Why are relationships struggling and marriages failing? And more importantly, can they be saved? And remember, on this show, we are here to learn. So I'm going to ask you, please, if you can, this is the moment that pull out that notebook, take out your phone, go on the notes section. I want you to listen to learn, listen to remember. So right now, help me welcome my guest, Pastor Doc. Welcome to Speak Life.
Thank you.
Joel, welcome to Speak Life.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
so happy to have the both of you. So I'm going to start with you, Joel. Maybe just a brief introduction.
Thank you, Tamima. My name is Joel M. Karaoke. I'm a life and business coach. I'm also an author of 2 books, The Mythos Prayer and The Vetting Files. Yes.
Pastor Doc.
Yeah, my name is Dr. Samuel Omondi. I am a pharmacist by training, but I'm also a relationship, marriage, and family advisor, and an author of one book called The Original Design. Yeah, and I'm happy to be here. Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump into it.
Yeah.
Modern love is in crisis. So I'm going to start with you, Joel. Today, marriage is, finish that statement.
A scam,
A scam.
apparently.
Okay, Pastor Doc, marriage is
difficult.
difficult. And I love the honesty, because the reality is, today if you ask the average Kenyan, they will tell you marriage is a scam. So how did we get here? Do you think it's because love feels like work? Love feels like it's I'm giving more than what I'm getting. Love feels like it's a lie. What we were sold is a lie. So I want to hear from you, Joel, because this is an area that you sit in professionally, you talk to a lot of couples, and you're married yourself.
Yes.
But yet, you understand that people are saying marriage is a scam.
Yes. Marriage is a scam, as I say, because people are not willing to give the intention behind, to give the commitment time, because the intention is wrong. You're getting into marriage without understanding who you are and why you're there. What do you want with this thing? So you're sold a facade of weddings, not marriage. You want that day of the wedding to be your entire life in the marriage. Because that day of the wedding, it's nice, it's beautiful, it's colorful, there are people there, everybody is happy. You think that is how marriage is. But because you don't understand the intention that you need to have to be with the person that you're going to live with, who in the cycle of this marriage is going to be almost 10 to 15 different people. So intention, by the time you're done with the person in 50, 20, 50, 70 years, you'll have married 10, 15 people in one. Why? Because the person is changing. You are changing. When you are starting out and you didn't have kids, that was a different person. When you're having the kid during the pregnancy, that's a different person. When you have the kid, these are different people. People don't understand that part. And that's why marriages nowadays are looked at as scam, because you don't get what you're getting into.
So, Pastor Doc, to what Joel has said, you famously say that many people today, they are wedded, but they are not married.
Oh, yeah.
Explain.
I think we human beings are generally selfish creatures. And any space or project in life that we are getting ourselves into, we always ask ourselves, what is in there for me? And marriage has become one of those things that has made people to ask, what am I going to benefit when I get into marriage? There are so many people who do not understand what marriage is. They think that marriage is what will remove their loneliness. They think that marriage is what will improve their financial status. So we go to marriage with very wrong reasons. We are going to marriage to collect from the other person, to benefit from the other person. And so what normally happens is when people have made the decision to get married, they think that, like he has said, that the decision to do away, like the wedding experience is what is going to be the marriage experience. So we spend a lot of time preparing for the wedding and we don't prepare for the marriage. And the reason why people do that is because if you do a nice wedding, you get a lot of social flowers. The wedding was beautiful, it was big and so on, but it's only 6 hours. Then after that, now when the journey begins, you are really put to the test as to why did you get married. Many people today, even for me, I've been married for 10 years. I can tell you that nobody from within family or church ever prepared me to get married until the time I said I want to get married, and now I went through the premarital. But before that, we are never prepared for the marriage. So what normally happens with time is that people remain single while they are still married. That's why I said at some point that many people get married many years after their wedding day, because marriage is about becoming one. And actually the Latin word for marriage it would mean to blend. You see, when you take fruits, you put them in a blender, you blend them in such a way that you can't be able to tell the pawpaw from the passion, from the mango, and so on. So marriage is a blending of two people. And before that blending into oneness happens, let me tell you, you are not yet married. So we normally focus on the wedding. And then after the wedding, that is when we start asking ourselves, what is this that we got ourselves into? We need to prepare people more for marriage than for wedding, so that they understand, I am not going to just get, I am not going to collect, I am going to give. I understand what this institution is about. I understand that it's difficult, but it is not impossible. Okay. And it's very important for people to know, just because it is difficult does not mean it cannot be done. But truly speaking, marriage is difficult. Do you know why? Because marriage is normally a collision or coalition of histories.
Right.
Okay.
And we're going to come to that. Yeah. Because what we've established, marriage is not a scam.
Yeah, it's not a scam.
And the reality is that marriage is an institution. It's not outdated, in the modern times. Yeah. We are not too modern for marriage. Yeah. So we are the ones who are unprepared. Yeah. And this lack of preparation comes from misunderstanding. And I love that analogy you've given about juice. Because the reality is, if you ordered tropical juice, we all know juice, we drink juice. Tropical has everything. It has mango, orange, apple. But when you're drinking it, you can't tell where apple ends, where
because they are blended.
Mango starts. Yeah. Where pineapple ends, where kiwi starts, right? Because it's blended. Yeah. So in the context of marriage, if we come to that, we are talking about a man and a woman. So two people coming together as one. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, as you've said, we are unprepared. Mm-hmm. We only talk marriage when we're about to get married. Mm-hmm. So we run for premarital, we do it in how many weeks is premarital on average? 12 weeks. Yeah. Meanwhile, in our careers, and I like using this analogy, if I want to train today as a doctor, a lawyer, most courses, most diplomas, how long do they take?
Yeah. 2 years.
2 years. Yeah. And marriage is actually the one license in this country that you can get without any training. All you have to do is just show up and say, I do. So in that context, what are we missing? And because you're my manel, my men panel. Yeah. Yes. My manel. I want you guys, maybe let's start today as we speak. Statistics are showing that men are more interested in marriage than women are. Modern women are saying we are decentering men. Marriage is a scam. You know, I'll work hard, get my job, have my kids, whichever way, nijikalie peke yangu. So I want to start with you, Joel. If you look at that, why is there such a shift between men still wanting marriage and women saying that marriage is a scam, Joel?
I'll put it in 3 ways. And the first thing is now women are more empowered than they were before. So before, there was a time where our parents, people who were above, let's say 55 and above, they grew up in a state of, you can't leave this thing. You have to stay there. Whatever happens, if you leave, you're branded a certain type of woman who, for society, you're no longer a good person. Nowadays, the woman can go to work, she can start a business, she can have bank accounts, she can have companies all over the world. So she doesn't really need the man to assist her to live life. With that in mind, she's asking, why do I need this guy? So if that answer is not answered by the man who's going to come into her life, she will not see the need for it. So there is no need for her to be married. 2, there is a version of what is happening from way back in terms of around 20 years of what we've been taught that marriage is supposed to be. That the family setup is not important. That is what the society has been showing. On social media, there is what is marketed as this is what is this. But just because it's famous doesn't mean it's the reality on the ground. What is famous normally is negative. And it spreads very fast.
Right.
But when you're talking the reality of when you actually stay away from what you're seeing online, go down to the grounds. Right. How many people do you know who are actually married and have been married for years? Right. Very many. Way more than actually the ones we are seeing online.
So it's the negativity that gets blown up. So
yes.
and so have broken up. They're divorced.
We think that is what is there.
Right.
Lastly, when you look at now the question you're asking about men desiring marriage more, they have always been desiring marriage from way back. But the marketing that has been done now for women is stand firm alone. The marketing that is being done for men is you need to wake up, you need to do the work, you need to grind, you need to get the money, you need to get things done. The marketing for women is you're okay as you are. You're fine as you are. You can stand firm, you can be yourself. You don't need a man. You don't need this man to come and show you how to be. You can just stand and be. Until you hit a certain age and start realizing, I have been lying to myself. I actually do need this setup. I actually do need somebody to come back home to and be myself because I've been grinding the whole day. I've been the boss babe. I've been the boss woman the whole day. I need somebody I can just be myself with. I can take off my wig, take off my brand, take off my high heels and just be. Without questions, without branding, without being a version of. Because once you get to that age, these ideologies that we have, especially in the 20s and 30s, they cease to be important. Because now you go back to your natural state, which just wants to be with somebody.
Companionship.
Yes. And the lie at the end of, as I'm saying all this, and the lie that we have is we don't need anybody. Wait until one day, I like telling my clients, time is catching up with you. Wait until the day you sit alone and everybody else is in holiday mood, especially in December, they are going to their homes and you are still in your house.
That's when it stings.
That's when it stings and you realize, okay, maybe I'm lying to myself. And then you sit and start asking. But you see, then it hits January, you come back. Now, the girl who was lying to herself with her beliefs comes back and she's now the version of what she thinks is real. It's not. Give it time, you'll see these things. There's a time you'll want to just be with somebody. Because how long are you going to act?
Okay, I love that. And maybe to you, Pastor Doc, what's the one thing you think today men misunderstand about women?
Men misunderstand many things about women. Where I come from, the good book normally says that husbands should live with their wives according to understanding. Now, let me tie it to your question. If you do not understand that when I discover I am drowning, I'm not supposed to scream, If you don't understand that, you're going to drown. But if you understand that when I discover I'm drowning, I'm not supposed to scream, you are going to, it's likely you're going to postpone the death, if you know what I mean. So sometimes men do not know how to interact with women because they don't understand certain things about women. There's one thing that comes into my mind when I'm thinking about what men do not understand about women is that women are not logical. Women are emotional. If you look at, and it's all women, even outside of the context of marriage, women are first loyal to what they feel before they are loyal to the facts. That is how they are naturally, that's how they are naturally. But for many men, we want to approach women with facts, with logic, and then emotions will come later. So men need to understand that women are emotional beings. They can tell you something out of emotions. They can respond or react out of emotions. They didn't mean it, or they were not serious about it. It's just what they were expressing at that particular time.
It's instinctive.
It's instinctive. And sometimes men want to take seriously everything women say and do. I keep telling men, it's very important to know that women are emotional, and sometimes what she said or did yesterday is something that she's going to regret tomorrow, and she will tell you, I'm sorry about it. So if you take it seriously, you as the leader of the relationship, you're going to have many problems. There is really no problem to solve there. It was just a woman who was having an experience and she voiced it out. For men, on the other hand, we are very logical. So we try sometimes to let women understand things. Women do not want to understand things. They just want to experience their emotions. It is very short term and you keep moving. So men should always should know that women are not people you approach with logic. I'm not trying to say that women are illogical most of the time. I don't think illogical is the word. I just think emotional is the word. So we have to understand that when women are happy, when they are angry, when they are disappointed, they will act on it and they will speak on it. Most of the time, for men, it's not the case. I would be disappointed, I would be angry, but I would not show it. Right. We are looking at the logic, we will, and then we will deal with the other things later.
You know, when you said women are emotional, as a woman, I'll be honest, the minute you said that, there was a little voice in me. Yeah? It was like, men are also emotional. But remember, guys, we are here not to judge, we're here to learn. And we're here to speak some truth. Because the reality is, and some of my closest male friends have pointed this out, that have you ever noticed you always say, I feel. And then tomorrow, the feeling has evolved. Like you can go through 360 degrees of something. Not to say that men are not emotional, but we are just trying to teach something here for you to understand very big differences in terms of how women show up in situations versus how a man will show up in situations. And when you say a man is logical, that's why most women feel that men shut down. I'm trying to get him to have a conversation. Anakata. You know, he doesn't want to talk about it. Women may want to talk about it. That's what you mean when you say we are emotional. Yeah,
men are emotional too, but they don't express the emotion as they experience it. They could be experiencing the emotion, but they are not going to express it at the same time. Women experience and express the emotion simultaneously at the same time. So a man will be emotional, but he has a way of packaging those emotions so that he does not express them at the time he's experiencing it. He's going to talk about it much, much later, because men are most of the time more solution-oriented, but women want to go through the whole experience. But once they go through it, it's behind them. For many men, because they don't go through their emotions, they push it to the future. That's why men take long to deal with some of the issues that they went through, because they postponed experiencing the emotion.
And also, we hit the streets just to find out, what does the average Kenyan think about this topic? Take a look.
My name is Nelly, and a deal breaker for me in a relationship is someone who isn't motivated with life. For example, someone who doesn't have strive for work, ambition, or things they want to achieve in their life. They're just going with the flow.
If loyalty is compromised, hiyo nayo mimi hatuwezi ongea. Because kama it will have been something forgivable, hata Mungu angesamehe shetani.
I feel communication is one of the reasons why relationship mostly break, because if you and your partner are talking, there'll be that understanding each other. The silent treatment part is what causes most breakage, and you not understanding each other.
When we are not ourselves, we will try to hide a lot. I will try to hide a lot of the struggles. When I cannot be vulnerable to the lady I am dating, I will hide a lot because I fear either one, someone is about to judge me very harshly, or two, it is not going to have any impact. There is no ripple effect. Whether I talk about it or not talk about it, it won't yield anything. So I'd rather just, it's just my story, let me just keep quiet with it.
If you're in a relationship and you're struggling silently, you need to leave. I don't think that's a healthy relationship. You should be able to speak with your partner about the issues you're facing.
Women, they know that mwanaume ndio breadwinner. So when maybe you get into a relationship, they don't know, women don't understand it's a two-way traffic. Like hapa ni mnasaidiana. It's not like a kitambo ati.
Attributing factors that lead to marriage breakdown is, I think we have a society that has a moral degradance, moral imeenda chini sana, that we do not tolerate some of the issues, and some of us we act in a manner that we do things without care about our partners in marriage. So it ends up someone keeps until when it feels like I can't take it anymore, and people sometimes they take their life, and sometimes they walk out. So marriage is about tolerance. Marriage is about an institution that you must grow on a daily basis, so that every time the effort you are putting is how to make it work, not how to make it fail.
Remember, we're here to learn, and I'd love to know your thoughts on this particular topic. Tonight, we are asking you, is modern love in crisis? Why are relationships struggling and marriages failing? Please jump on the SMS code on your screen. Let me know your thoughts on this topic. Do you agree with my panelists? Do you have different opinions? And you can also reach out to me directly at Mr. Mima on my social media. That's on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. As we've heard, most Kenyans think marriage is a scam. And I think for me, we can see women in particular. I think it's quite right to say that Kenyan women have been hurt by Kenyan men. Agreed?
It depends.
It's very quiet in here. It's very quiet. Joel, let's start with you.
I disagree and agree with it partially because there are two ways to this debate on this particular question. It is not a gender war. It's a discipline and disrespect war.
So it's on both ends?
Yes.
They're both hurting each other.
They're both hurting
Men
each
have
other.
hurt women, women have hurt men.
The reason why this one is more evident is because women speak about it.
Which is what he was talking about earlier. Women are more emotional.
But men...
Many men don't talk about it.
So women look like they are more hurt, but the hurt is on both sides. Okay, I love that. So I want us to actually address, if there is a woman, and right now the modern woman feels like marriage, especially the way it's set up in our African, Kenyan cultural context, it benefits the man more than the woman. Pastor Doc, speak into that.
The context of Africa is that pre-colonial times, the woman used to be brought up to be a wife and a homekeeper. And the men would be brought up to be protectors and providers. In fact, in the traditional African culture, the moment women would reach pubescence or teenage, they were ready to be married because their work was to bring children and to bring them up. Men, on the other side, are supposed to provide and protect the family. And so when colonialism came, when the Westerners came to Africa and introduced formal education, introduced part of the Western culture to us, what happened is that more and more women started seeing the possibility of being educated and getting a career of your own. And the roles of the woman gender-wise now were affected by that. So in the traditional African times, women would give birth to children and bring them up in exchange for provision and for security. And that is why also divorce at those times used to be very minimal, because so long as you can cover me, protect me, provide for me, I can be able to take care of the home.
Roles were clear.
They were very clear.
Yes.
But now when we come to the modern love or the modern marriage, the woman is more empowered. If the reason for marriage was for me to be provided for and to be protected, I can be able to do those things as a woman today without necessarily having a man. And that is why you see now many women would ask themselves, why do I need to get married? Yet those things that women wanted many years ago in marriage, I can be able to provide for myself. I can pay my mortgage, I can pay my car loan, I can run my own business and so on. So yeah, let's keep it moving.
And what would you say to that person?
To the woman
Are they wrong?
To the woman who thinks that way, I think they are wrong, because I personally do not believe that marriage should strictly be restricted to you being able to provide for me. There are so many reasons for marriage, and I think just because you are able to pay your bills and you're able to take care of yourself. One of my friends asked me, why should I bring a pig into the house and I can bring the sausage? You know what I mean? So women have been asking themselves, why should I have these husbands at home to do for me 1, 2, 3, and I can be able to do for myself that? I think that is limiting the purpose of marriage and the experience of marriage to provision and protection. I would challenge that person to think outside the box and to know that marriage is more than that. He talked about companionship earlier. He talks about achieving joint goals together. There are so many things that you can be able to achieve together as a married couple than as an individual. So I think that person should consider other reasons for getting married other than being provided for and being cared for.
They're watching this and they're thinking, Tamima, easier said than done. So Joel, I want you to maybe, from what Pastor Doc has said, can we just hit the nail on the head? Are men today equipped to handle the modern woman?
Again, I'll put this in 3 ways. First, you see what he's talking about. What is the reason behind you being in a marriage?
Yeah.
The partnership. What partnership is it for? If you can't answer that question, don't get into marriage.
Okay, so on that, when you say the partnership, so a woman says, yes, I get it. I might earn more than him, but I see he's my friend, he helps me around. There are things he can do, I can't do. So I say yes to that. But the minute we're in that container called marriage, this man will revert to the whole notion of, I'm a man, you're a woman. So the women today feel that they're overburdened, they're tired, because previously we had pointed out the man was the provider, the woman was the nurturer.
Yeah.
But because of the economics of today, women are in the workplace. So women are contributing to the economics of the home. So they are carrying that. But still, when it gets back to the home, now the man, you're both from work. And I've had this with so many women.
Yeah.
You're both from work, busy day, everybody was hustling. You get home, the guy is seated in front of the TV and he's like, honey, can I have? So you now have to come and take out the, suit and now put on the apron.
Yeah.
So what would you say in the context of, if we look at why relationships are struggling and marriages are failing, when it comes to the idea of who the modern man is versus who the modern woman is, what do we need to relearn?
On the first point of what I was talking about, when it comes to marriage and those roles start showing up in particular instances, what messes up that relationship is the idea behind you do not understand whether you're masculine or feminine. If a masculine man shows up to a boss babe, to a firstborn, who has never understood being led, being chosen, being loved, she starts becoming feminine. Because somehow, for the first time in her life, there's somebody who's doing things for her that she didn't even realize. Oh, somebody can actually do this for me.
Yes.
Somebody can open the door for me. Somebody can ask me, how was your day? And listen for 30 minutes and then tell you, let me give you some water. Go rest. Let me take care of the baby for you. You go rest, I'll do. until that happens, the version of what you're talking about, like these are two people who are bringing an income into the family, it will never show because the two are masculine. So there is no point for this relationship. Number two, the modern sense of this marriage is wrong because you're thinking of what I'll get from it.
Yeah.
So it ceases to have a point of partnership. In business, so that it can make sense to majority of us, in business, you will not have a partner who is not giving you or adding to the business.
Yeah.
You will leave him or
Yeah.
her.
A partner brings what
So
you lack.
contract.
Yes.
Here we are talking contract versus covenant.
Yes. So you're getting into this thing,
Yeah.
understanding you're a man. What does that mean to you? Forget about her first. What does that mean to you? That for this woman to appeal to you, to appease you, to be what you think you're supposed to have from a woman, you have to be so masculine that she does not, number one, think that she has to do to get. Because for you, for the men, things have to be done to you so that you get something. But for a woman, if she has to think, she has to go do so that she can receive, you're in trouble. Because now she's doing the things that you are supposed to do. And this happens mostly for firstborns.
Right.
And people who have been the ones giving. To who? To society, to their families, to themselves. So they don't understand, what am I giving myself to one individual who I can tell I'm never going to receive anything from them. Because one, I have the money. Two, I have my own things. Three, I have my own systems in place. I don't need assistance. So if this person is coming like the same way you're doing in business, what are they coming to add? If she does not get that, she will never see the point of this man.
Speaking to the modern man, and I love that we got there, that what are they, if you're a man and you're dealing with this breed of woman, you know, and really it's, okay, your money is not what she's looking for. What she's looking for is true partnership and true companionship.
Yes.
So who is that man and how does that man show up?
That man is one who understands what being masculine is all about.
So what is being masculine? Because all men will say, but I'm a man. What is Joel saying? I'm a man.
Being a man has nothing to do with age. I have met 45-year-old boys. Very many of them.
Yeah.
Because they do not understand the roles of being a man in society. Number one, who are you outside of what you're being taught, the responsibilities that you carry? Because for a man, everything is your fault. And I mean every single thing. The same way in business, you being the business owner, whatever happens, the government does not come for the employees.
Yeah.
They come to you.
Yeah.
Correct.
You being the president, they come to you.
Correct.
Because you're the one who's leading. Can you understand that role first? Number two, what do you provide? And put money aside. Because the modern woman is coming with money. So what else do you have to offer? When she's around you, does she feel feminine? And feminine is simply, does she exist?
You know, and what you're speaking to, and as a woman sitting here, because I've experienced this, you know.
Yeah.
I have great friendships, and I can tell when a man is really in his masculine.
Yes.
Because they bring out the little girl in me. It's
Yes.
how I rest.
Yes.
And, you know, they say chivalry is dead, but it really isn't. And I think that's what women are just calling on men, that just remember I'm a flower. Be delicate, you know. Like, it doesn't always have to be a tag, pushing and pulling. Sometimes if you take the lead in being more nurturing, because men can nurture, and I find that as a woman, that's a most attractive thing in a man. A man's ability to nurture. Because once a man understands how to nurture, then that man can become a provider, then that man can become a protector, which is a lot of what we hear being thrown out. So that if a woman can question, I'm providing more economically, and because I'm the one who's economically strong, I'm also the one protecting, nalipa security, nalipa kila kitu. I make sure we are safe. But what that man can give me, that money can't buy, is nurturing.
Yes. So, my third point on this, once you first understand what being a man is in your own setup, and then in what you can provide and what you can give, stop getting into this relationship, as a man first, stop getting into this relationship expecting. God does not give you and then expect something in return. You're giving because within you, there's abundance. You understand love, so you provide it without condition.
Yeah.
You nurture, as you're saying. What is nurturing to you as a man is being able to bring up that woman to the level that she can be the girl, whether she's 40 or 50. Why? Because the minute the role changes just a little bit, she starts questioning you. And questioning you, majority of the good women, in this case, will question you to change, to become better. For them also.
Yeah.
Why? When the man becomes better, makes more money, lives in a better house, has a better car, is able to articulate himself, is able to provide every single thing, the woman lives in abundance. In the process, she becomes feminine. In the process, the woman sees the sense of this relationship. Modern women do not want somebody who's just bringing the money because they need this to happen. And for that to happen, this man has to be masculine enough to understand this is what being a man is all about. And I'll end this with this part. He was talking about the traditional man. The reason why when we have this, anytime we have this type of discussions, there is an argument within ourselves, is because we are still looking at the modern man as the traditional man. Traditional man was not available to nurture the child. Traditional man was not there to take care of the woman.
Yeah.
It was her, figure out everything. Me, I'll just come and provide.
Yeah.
When there is an issue, the kids are told, go to your mother.
Yeah.
When they are okay, come. This is my son. When the son is not doing well, go to your mother. The modern man, however, is taking time to watch the kid. He's taking time to take care of the kid, to spend time with you, to go out with you. If the woman is not getting this type of modern man, she's still getting that traditional man. That's why we have conflict. Because I can provide, I can give, I can get the money. If this one is only bringing that, why do I need him then?
Okay. And remember, we're here to be honest, right?
Yeah.
And listening to this, who the man needs to be today, in the 21st century, in 2026, as we are speaking. And I have to put it out there. There are men who may be watching this, and unfortunately, they were not taught how to.
Yes.
They don't know how to. It's not that they don't want to, it's they don't know how to. So how would you speak life into such a man who's watching this and saying, I agree with what you're saying, but where do I start? Because I grew up in such a rough background. All I was taught was bronze, pushing, struggle. So when you're telling me nurture, hiyo ni kazi ya wanawake. A man doesn't show his feelings. So what would you say to that man?
I think most men, especially for the millennial men, and I think also a big group of the men who are the older Gen Zs, grew up without being told what it is to be a man. We spent a lot of our time in school to focus on academics, and where we were supposed to be taught on who a man is, which is at home, those lessons really never took place. Our parents would say, you have everything you need, you're going to school, you have food, you have a place to sleep, what else are you looking for? So men were just taught that they need to be successful, you need to get a job, you need to start a business so that you can be able to take care of your parents and to take care of your family. And so when the time comes for the man to show up as a husband to a woman and a father to his children, nobody really ever prepared them for that. And there are so many men out there who, truly speaking, do not know what to do with their women and their children because they were not prepared. I would say this, and I keep telling this to this kind of men, that you need to get a mentor. I think there comes a time in your life where you need somebody that has gone ahead of you so that you don't have to learn from your own experience. You can learn from the experience of others. Men are naturally supposed to be leaders. I keep saying, when a woman is younger, they are looking for a lover. But as she keeps growing, they are looking for a leader.
Well said.
A man should be able to be a lover and a leader, depending on the stage of the relationship. Bishop T.D. Jakes normally says that, when women are over 50 and so on, they don't start looking for signs, do you still love me? They are looking for signals. Are you able to lead? Are you visionary? Are you purpose driven? Where are you taking us? And so on. Mentors help men to be a good balance of lovers and leaders, because the most romantic thing a woman would get from a man is a man who has visionary leadership. Because today women are able to make their own money. So if you come with money, I'm like, other than that, there are many men with money. So what's different with you? Men are supposed to be leaders. And if you can't be a leader, or if you have had problems with leading your wife or your family, you need to look for a mentor.
As a woman, you're basically just summarizing the idea that if I must submit, you must have a mission. Because submission requires a mission.
Absolutely.
So that is now the leadership that we're talking about.
Absolutely.
And so I want us to help families.
Yeah.
Because the reality is that, first of all, if you're watching this show, give yourself a pat on the back, clap for yourself, because this is the mentorship. When you're talking about fine mentorship, spaces like these are mentorship spaces.
Yeah.
But if anyone is feeling like, I need more, I want to go a step further, where are these spaces? Where can a man who feels like, I don't have the right mentors, the people who are around me, they're very negative. They're the people who marriage is a scam. Mwanamke haezi niambia. But I think what you guys are saying sounds truthful. So where can I come and seek and find this help?
I think it's important for people to know that it is the one who is seeking for mentorship that should look for a mentor. Mentors cannot go around looking for people to mentor, because they are the sage. They are the ones with the wisdom. So you should be able to scan your community and your environment and figure out which man in my community is accessible, is proximal, somebody I can call, somebody I can meet. Because sometimes when I'm talking about mentorship, your mentor cannot be a virtual mentor. For there to be mentorship, there has to be proximity and access. This has to be somebody you have to call and they will pick. They should not be somebody that you have to go through a PA, or you have to write a series of emails before you reach them. Those could be coaches or people that can inspire you. But when it comes to mentorship, you have to go and look for a mentor. Scan your community, look for a man that you admire, and tell them, look, I admire your life, your career, your business, your family. I want you to mentor me. And they will show you how to be a leader. Because the day you stop being a leader for your family and your marriage, that is the day you will begin to lose it. Because women are heavily attracted to leaders. And these leaders are missing today. That is why, and I agree with what he said earlier, that for men, anything wrong that happens to the family, whether it has been caused by children or by your wife, you have to take responsibility. That is what leadership is. Because if your marriage fails or your family fails, the responsibility is on you. You can't start saying it's my wife that even if it's your wife that did that. Women normally are not in action. Most of the time they're in reaction. They respond to the energy or to the things that you have done. So if you lead well, I doubt you're ever going to blame your wife or your children for what has happened. We need men who can be able to lead, and these are produced by mentors who are out there.
Right. So I'm learning. I hope you're learning as well. Remember, I want to hear, what are your thoughts on today's topic? Modern love is in crisis. Relationships are struggling. Marriages are failing. Go on the SMS line on your screen. Hit me up on social media, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. I want to hear what you think about this topic, and I want to hear from you. And remember, I have a giveaway tonight. I have a fantastic, fantastic book by Pastor Doc, which I'm going to be giving out to a lucky viewer. So stay tuned. There's going to be a question at the end of the show, and you'll answer this question across our social media pages, and you'll get the chance to win a book that I hope is going to empower you and transform your relationship. So now let's jump back into the conversation. So earlier on, we were talking about where men can seek mentorship.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of what you were suggesting was men must find other men. Mm-hmm. Yeah, find spaces where you can find men who have gotten it right. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the times, men who've gotten it right are men who've made mistakes. Mm-hmm. But also, I want us to talk to the women just for a minute here. Yeah. If you're a woman and you're in a relationship or a marriage, and your man is not necessarily perfect, you know, he doesn't have that A grade. He's probably struggling in a few areas. How can we as women master the art of having grace? How can we master the art of how, first of all, do I address with my partner that, hi, I think here and here,
Yeah.
we need to improve a little bit because I know myself as a woman. I know my gender. And as you said, you know, we are emotional. So I might mean well, but it's how I
Package it.
package it, Joel.
Yes.
Yeah.
In these senses, first understand as a woman, men don't know what to do majority of the times. That's a thing with men. So when it comes to dealing with you, they don't know how to deal with you. They think we are okay because you have a nice house, you have a nice car, bills are taken care of, so they just settle. So they don't see the need of taking you anywhere. They don't see the need of buying you a new dress, a new thing. You have to take time and tell them because men don't know. So
But what if I
assume they
tell
don't.
him, and when I'm telling him, he's saying she's constantly bickering,
Now-
she's not happy, nothing I do pleases her.
Let me tell you, you know, if you want to get a man to do anything, and this one I am speaking to women who have men in their life, and men here are their husbands. Men do not act on instructions. Men act on suggestions. And that's why it's more important how something is said than what it is said. Men don't have a problem with what is being said. It is how it is said. Because sometimes when our women are frustrated, they come to you with instructions that you have to do this for me, or you have never done this for me. Many times when women want men to do something and they do it as an instruction, the man will look at it as a challenge to his leadership, and he will be like, this woman is not supposed to be speaking to me this way. So women must learn their men and how to speak to them in suggestions to get them to act.
So communication.
Yes.
Stop trying to replace the mother by becoming the mother.
Oh yes, the mother archetype.
Yeah.
The mother was always do this, do
Yeah.
that.
The
Go
mother
here,
is
go there.
instructions.
You are the wife. You are the girlfriend.
Yes.
Suggest.
Yes.
Because what men want is image.
But what if there's a woman sitting there, Joel, Mimi, you know, I suggest, nimeongea mpaka nimechoka. So sometimes, you know, even me now, I just now just say it.
Tammy, you have to
We're
remember.
We're all adults here.
You have to
What do
remember.
you say to that lady?
Look at when and where you make the suggestion. There's a time the man has come home, he's pissed off because something happened during the day. That is not a good time to suggest or talk about anything. That is a time to just let him be first.
Inspire him.
You have to
Yes.
make it about him.
So he'll start
Oh.
looking
Yeah.
at you like,
But what if women are saying, but this is why we are decentering men? Why must it be about him? Why can't it also be about me?
Because it's psychology. I mean, there is a psychology of men and psychology of women. You see, like, for example, if I know flowers and chocolates and gifts will work, you know, it's just the way for men that works. I mean, it's just the psychology. It doesn't have to be about him, but it has to look like it's about him. Because the way men we think, we are very concerned about who challenges our leadership and our position. So whatever you tell me, the first thing I'll ask myself, where are you saying it from? Are you challenging me? Are you telling me that you would have done a better job or another man would have met? The how is what matters. But if it looks like an instruction, it's like what you were saying. It will be like, okay, so you are speaking to me like my mom. Are you instructing me? Are you correcting me? It's a life skill.
So that is wisdom.
It's wisdom.
Those
It's
who
wisdom
have
for daily
ears
living.
will listen.
Yes.
Because you might want to do it your way, but clearly our way is not working. So
Yeah.
let's talk about, we've talked about communication. Let's talk about healing gender wounds. Because also the thing is, in today's modern relationships and marriages, it's that concept you are talking about. People are coming in with preconceived notions. You're the man, you're the woman. So how do we heal this? First, to recognize, yes, you're male, I'm female, but in this relationship, as an example, it's Joel, and as an example now, your wife. So it's not the entire male universe, not the entire female universe.
Yeah.
So when you're operating as the two of you, how do you make sure in the container of your relationship, of your marriage, that you're not fighting gender wars in there because you've communicated and you're able to operate from a place of healing?
the problem is never the problem. The problem is the problem.
Yeah.
Me and you, when we're arguing, we don't have an issue.
So if you're arguing
There is a
about
problem here.
Joel, I have a problem with you. We agreed. You're supposed to pay for the internet. You're supposed to pay for this, but these bills are always late. It's not about the bills.
It's not about the bills. No, it's not about us. We don't have a problem. The problem is the bills. So can we find a way to realize we don't have an issue? Can we solve that issue without having the gender aspect of there is an issue here? Who is supposed to have taken care of this? I am. But I'm not taking care of it. So when you mention it, can I have the emotional intelligence to understand she's mentioning about a thing I was supposed to take care of? She's not attacking me.
Yes, it's accountability.
Yes,
that
she's
you're
not
right.
attacking me.
The bill is unpaid.
Yes. So here, it's not about being the man or being the woman. There's something that needs to be taken care of, and you're the one who was supposed to take care of it. She's just showing and articulating that you're supposed to be doing that. Stop taking it as an attack. 2, stop looking at the relationship as this is supposed to be done by this is supposed to be done by that. You're going back to the traditional sense of how things were done.
Yeah.
A man cannot step into the kitchen.
So you're fighting World War I in 2026. But World War I ended.
It ended a long time ago. And men are going to look at this and they are like, but Joel, I cannot cook.
Yes.
Joel, I cannot wash. Joel, I cannot do. Then buy a dishwashing machine. Then buy a washing machine.
Yeah.
Then hire a house help. Then if you can't take care of the kid, hire 2 nannies. Make the money, hire 2 nannies. Why? Because in the conversation of I can't, you are losing her. And you are losing her to your ideologies of gender roles in the modern day. Because she's thinking, if he can't do this, why don't I step out there, make some money and hire another nanny? Why can't I step out there and get a washing machine? Why can't I just step out there and look for assistance from elsewhere? Because this one, as you were saying, is not leading. So I don't see the sense of being here. So your part as the man there and as the woman is, can you find balance in doing things together? Because this is a partnership. It's not the man does this, the woman does this. We are here together. And you didn't, Pastor Kuria says it in a very nice way. I did not marry a house help.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I married a woman.
I also said the same thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see, so I'm not marrying a worker in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that an employee can do should not be done by your spouse. Anything that technology can do should not be done by your spouse. There is a difference between marital roles and chores.
And household chores.
And household chores. So we have to know that if I can hire somebody to do it, then it frees up my time to be with my spouse. And I agree with him. For me, I never got married to a house help. In fact, if I'm to use biblical language, the biblical language there is helpmeet. This is a person that is supposed to be my companion for life.
Yes.
This is not my domestic assistant. A house help can clean the house, can take care of the children, and so on. Anything that an employee cannot do for me, that is what my spouse is supposed to do for me in terms of what should we do to each other. So
I love that.
Yeah.
But okay, also practically, what if someone is saying, I hear you, but financially, we are not able to hire people to do it. So then how do we navigate the idea that first we must communicate that these are the responsibilities?
yes, you have to communicate the expectations that you
Yes.
have from your spouse.
Yes.
That I am getting married to you, and these are my expectations. What I expect you to do for this institution called marriage and to do for me. You have to communicate clearly, because if you didn't communicate your expectations, then when they are not met, you have no ground to say that you have not done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What about we communicated the expectations?
Yeah.
But remember, maybe we started dating after university.
Yeah.
10 years on,
Yeah.
life has happened.
Yeah.
Things have changed.
Yeah.
So once upon a time, I was okay doing that. But that was 25-year-old me.
Yeah.
But 35-year-old me,
Yeah.
this man or this woman is still holding me to expectations that a previous version of me accepted. How do we navigate that? Because that is a key source of conflict, Joel.
Understand that people evolve. I
Oh,
said
yeah.
earlier, when you're marrying or dating somebody, the person you were with last year is not the person you're with right now. The girl in front of you who has a child now is not the girl you were with when you are going out to
Oh,
party
yeah.
every other day. I also understand that this woman is growing up faster mentally than you. Whether you like to hear that, man, or not, it's a truth. Because at some point, she's thinking safety and security.
Oh, yeah.
You are thinking, oh, I need to build this, I need to do that, I need to go here, I need to... No, her she's thinking, whatever it is you're doing for us, is it bringing us safety? And safety is in all aspects. The money, the stability, the thought of whatever happens
The future.
to you, the kids are okay. Whatever happens to you, I'm okay. Also realize at the end of it all that stop living in a cocoon of this is how things are supposed to be. That is not how things are supposed to be.
Yeah.
Go out there, as we were saying earlier, pick an understanding of, stay away from the negativity that you keep listening to, especially online, and pick people who are actually doing what
Yes.
you are in.
Yeah.
And how you do that is, can you go out there and look at the society you live around? Is there someone, a man that you want his lifestyle? Is there a woman that you can see amongst the women that you know? You can tell these ones have been together for 10, 15 years. There is a way she exudes femininity. You can just tell. There's something about this woman, she's just looking vibrant, she's always looking happy. Can you sit down with her, not to question because you want to show her that whatever she's doing is not working and it's not a good thing and it will end in jeopardy? No. Can you sit and lower your ego? Because nowadays you're always thinking of the ego that we're coming in, and understand how is she able to do that. She does that by being herself and understanding, by allowing yourself to be yourself and to have the man look like he's the one who's leading. Who wins? You do.
Wisdom.
When he buys,
wisdom.
It's
when
a
he
lot of
buys
wisdom.
the big house,
Oh, yeah.
who lives in that house? Because majority of the time he's away. You do. When he has a very nice business, who enjoys the outcome?
benefits.
Yeah.
You do. When he's peaceful, because a woman will incubate what the man brings. So he brings stress. That guy will always have stress, but he's the one who brought it. Because I like tending to blame the person who's the man, because if you decide today that this marriage is going to end, it ends. If you decide today from now henceforth, we're going to live in a peaceful household, the man will change, the man will understand, the man will change how he articulates things, how he does things, and the woman, by default, will change. So now that will become a peaceful home. So the woman's point of what I'm trying to make here is, can you look at what you are going to offer this person so that you can receive as much as you want? Stop trying to fight.
Right.
There is nothing to fight here. This is not a war.
Your partners
This
in
is
life.
a partnership.
Yes.
And
You
remember,
give,
also,
you
they're your
receive.
choice.
Yes, you chose them.
Yes, but understand the evolving part.
Yeah.
That as they're changing, are you changing yourself? Because you're 2 years in, saying this woman nowadays, she asks too many questions. When she asks the questions, can you have emotional intelligence to sit in that question and think, is she asking these questions because she's trying to diminish me, or she wants us to change so that we can be better? If it's to be better, by default, my friend, change. Because if you continue like that, she has already seen, because of us, when she comes into the relationship thinking safety, she's already seen the future. When you continue like this will happen. You are thinking, I need to do this, I need to go here. You're not thinking, we're in a partnership here. And lastly, don't you think it is more important to look at your person as your partner, because you sleep next to this person every day? You eat and drink in the same house every day. But you're thinking of other people outside of that house. Who is going to take care of you when you're in trouble? Who is going to watch over you when you're in the hospital? Nobody else. And you realize that when it actually happens, that this person you're seeing in front of you is the only one who actually cares deeply about you. Why? Out of 8 billion people, she chose you.
Yeah.
Out of 8 billion people, he chose you.
Yeah.
But you're still having one leg out the door emotionally, not physically, emotionally. Just in case, ntajitoa tu, kwani sitatapata tu mwingine.
Contract.
Yes, nitajitoa tu niende. Unaenda wapi? Because you're thinking in this modern society of relationships, the grass is greener on the other side.
Comparison.
It is not. You're looking at other people's lives. Have you sat in their relationships and seen what they have been through?
Yeah.
Do you even understand? Do you fathom what they have been through to get what you are seeing that they are perceived to have? It is social media. It is a marketplace. They are showing you that to sell you something. Stop thinking that is their reality. What you don't see is what you need to go understand
Absolutely.
and learn.
Wow. The one thing about this show that we hope is
Yeah.
that it's going to have a very transformational impact on you as an individual, at a community level, and most importantly, at the family level. Now, if any part of this conversation triggered you, upset you, give yourself a clap. Like, just clap for yourself, because we're here to unlearn. We're here to learn new things, and we're here to relearn some things that we thought we knew, but we dropped by the wayside. And I want to thank you so much for staying with us, taking the time. You could be out there doing so many other things, but you took the time, you stayed, you listened, you learned. So this has been Speak Life. I have been your host, Tamima. Until next time, do enjoy the rest of your viewing.